All right, the time is upon us. Let's talk WrestleMania 26. I'm joined by, from Strip Down, the audio guy, the man of 1,000 holds, Mr. Colton Wall. And over here we have the owner-operator of Gadgets and Games here on Shaw, Sal Accardo.
Hi.
We are like the axis of evil when it comes to wrestling nerds here in Saskatoon. So let's do this. Let's preview WrestleMania 26. Who wants to start? Sal Accardo here has the rundown. First of all, 1 to 10 rated. How excited are you for WrestleMania this year?
A good 8.
A good 8?
Yep. Now, I gotta say, I'm gonna go the opposite of that. Last year we weren't very excited when we did this, and this year I'm even less excited.
Wow! Harsh! Sorry. I'm going to say 10. I mean, I've got a lot riding on this WrestleMania. We'll talk about that later, but let's jump into this. Let's not try to waste too much time here. Let's go into this.
All right, first match on the list, we have Rey Mysterio versus CM Punk. If Punk wins, Mysterio has to join the Straight Edge Society.
I'm looking for CM Punk to win. Colton?
Me too. That's kind of the one I'm most excited about, to tell you the truth.
Really?
Yeah.
Big CM Punk fan right here.
Yeah.
He really is arguably the best thing going on in the WWE right now.
I kind of think it's going to steal the show.
Yeah, it has the potential to. Rey
I would agree
Mysterio, they're not doing a whole lot with him. I could see a really kind of awkwardly bad angle where he joins the Straight Edge. And he's bald already, isn't he? Yeah.
He's bald.
Yeah,
And I can't wait to hear Rey Mysterio's voice where he's, cutting all these awesome Straight Edge promos. I don't drink, guys. I don't do drugs. I'm part of the Straight Edge Society. And he's like that big. What's up next?
All right, we have Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase triple threat match.
I'm going to go on record and say, don't care. Why? Originally, their dads were supposed to be in their corners or something. Wasn't that a plan?
Yeah.
That would have been a kind of a cool moment, but there's no way Randy Orton isn't winning this match. I'm sorry. There's no way. He's been jobbing on Raw for like a year now, and they've taken forever to pull the trigger on this angle. Legacy's been breaking up slowly for about 2 years now, but I'm going to go with Orton.
I'm going to disagree with that, actually. I'm going to go with Ted DiBiase. It just seems like they're probably going to give him a push after Mania. I mean, Orton's always going to kind of be at the top anyway, so I'm going to go with Ted DiBiase on this one.
I agree with Sal. Partially because his dad's being inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. I just see that being a WrestleMania moment.
That would be forward thinking, though, my friends. Not a lot of forward thinking in the WWE right now. I'm gonna stick with Orton. He's gonna go over. He's gonna demolish the other two. I think there may be some quick counts, but he's gonna demolish them. Next.
All right, the next match is the one that's gonna steal the show. It's gonna be Triple H and Sheamus.
What do you possibly say about this one? Like,
Sheamus goes over, but it's going to be a snooze fest.
Yeah, Sheamus wins after about a good 10 minutes of punching back and forth. You might even see the high knee. You might
definitely see the high knee.
And the spine buster.
Sheamus is definitely going to take that one.
Terrible match.
Next.
WrestleMania spinebuster.
How do you allow this to happen on WrestleMania? I mean, who thought this was a good idea? It's getting better, folks. It's getting better.
For the Unified Tag Team Championships, you have Show Miz versus John Morrison and R-Truth.
Now, Show Miz is, of course, the Big Show and The Miz, and The Miz is the future of the company.
The Miz is arguably the greatest thing going on Raw right now.
It's true.
So,
it'd be fight between him and CM Punk for the greatest thing in wrestling right now, to be honest. But I'm going to go with Show Miz. They're not going to do anything to take away from The Miz's soar to the top.
Yeah, it just kind of seems like a thrown-on match kind of thing to get Morrison and Truth on the card.
Yep.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Show Miz is definitely going to take the match.
Honestly, I don't even know if this one's going to make WrestleMania. They have a tag match each and every year, and then at the last minute they drop it and put it on like the DVD, and you never actually get to see it. So that's going to be my prediction, is that match doesn't happen at WrestleMania. It's going to be a bonus on the DVD.
That's very possible. All right, the next match is Bret Hart versus Vince McMahon. No holds barred match.
If you're going to bet the house on one match, I'd have to say this is it. 13 years in the making. It's going to be atrocious, but it's going to be one of those feel-good WrestleMania moments when Bret Hart finally makes Vince McMahon tap out in the sharpshooter.
I have to admit, I'm looking forward to the match now. All the weeks leading up, I was dreading it, saying how brutal it's going to be. But
This guy.
I can't wait to see Bret. That's all.
But you're just going to have to throw away all your DVDs and VHS copies of anything Bret's done in the past, or it's going to be a letdown. I mean, there's a reason he's not a wrestler anymore. The man has suffered a stroke, and he's just not in ring shape anymore, and that's why it's a street fight. So it's going to be atrocious, but it'll be good, because
It's still good to see Bret in the ring.
Absolutely,
I mean, either way. So
if there's anybody who deserves a WrestleMania payday, it's Bret Hart. So good for him.
But it's a feel-good moment at the end with Vince and the sharpshooter. That's
after a lot of cringes, it'd be cringe, I'll feel good. which is usually how WrestleManias go anyway.
Pretty much.
Next, we
Wrong.
have the Money in the Bank ladder match. There's 10 competitors this year. We have Christian, Dolph Ziggler, Kane, Shelton Benjamin, Jack Swagger, MVP, Matt Hardy, Evan Bourne, Drew McIntyre, and now Kofi Kingston.
I'm going to kind of let you guys go on this because I really have no interest invested in this match. There's no one in here I really like or want to see really pushed, but I'm going to go with Drew McIntyre just because it kind of makes sense as an angle. He's a guy that Vince McMahon's chosen wrestler, so I could see him cheating or winning, but he's going to take it either way.
All right, well, who do I want to win? It's obviously Christian. I've been going for him for, last year I picked him to win the match as well. It didn't happen. But if I were to put a bet on the match, I would say either Kofi Kingston or Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre, it took him like 3 weeks to actually get into the match itself. They made a big deal about it, so he's probably going to win it, unfortunately.
Well, we talked earlier about how it's weird this year they're not really making anyone at WrestleMania. The main events are all established guys, been there for years. So I kind of see them going with a guy like Kofi Kingston. Maybe he has his WrestleMania moment and cashes it in right at WrestleMania. That's kind of my call.
Could be.
Or McIntyre too makes sense.
I would like to see Christian win it. I mean, in a perfect world, he would win it, but I don't.
Or Shelton Benjamin.
I don't know. Shelton Benjamin's never going to win it. Shelton Benjamin will risk his life 5 or 6 times and have those moments you only see on WrestleMania montages, but he's never going to win it.
That's all we can really ask for, though.
Really? I guess if you're Shelton Benjamin, that's all you can ask for either. He probably gets a hefty check after WrestleMania for
probably.
landing on his head off a ladder. Anyway,
All right, next match we have.
we're getting up there now. We're getting up there.
Yeah, we're probably in like the 3 main events here. We have
Okay.
the singles match for the WWE Championship, John Cena versus Batista.
Woo! As you mentioned before, WrestleMania used to be about that underdog, his first shot at the title, and the last few years they've just kind of destroyed that. How many times has Cena been champion wrestling Batista? How many times has Batista been champion? It's really irrelevant.
Triple H.
And not that interested.
Nope.
All I can hope is that it doesn't last that long and it doesn't suck that bad.
Same.
Yeah, pretty much all you can.
It's probably gonna be. If it's not Cena, if Batista wins, then whoever wins the Money in the Bank is going to cash it in and beat Batista probably. But I have a feeling Cena's going to win.
Cena's probably going to take it.
Betting on Cena.
Ben on Cena. Okay, let's do this. Here it is. It was all build to these 2 matches.
All right, so we're going to do the other World Heavyweight Championship match right now. We got Chris Jericho versus the Royal Rumble winner, Edge, in the next match. I'm going to go with Jericho on this one, surprisingly. I think they could probably drag out this feud a little while longer. And it just seems to be going back and forth. Edge always seems to get the advantage over Jericho, so I think at Mania, Edge is actually going to lose.
I hope Sal's right, but my gut's telling me Edge. The Royal Rumble winner, they're kind of putting all their eggs in his basket right now. Gotta go Edge.
All right, it's time for me to lose some friends here. I think this match is seriously what makes a wrestling fan kind of a dirty word. It's like insulting. Right now, when you look at this was a plan they had last summer to have these 2 wrestle at WrestleMania. So they put them together as a tag team, and then what happens 2 weeks in? Edge gets hurt. So their whole 8-month plan of having them 2 team and then break up and have this big blow-off match at WrestleMania is scrapped. And you'd think that would be where the writers step in and say, okay, clearly this isn't going to work. Let's figure something else out. But no, about 8 months later or whatever, Edge comes back and wins the Royal Rumble, which guarantees him a title shot. No, he's mad because after he got hurt, Jericho went on TV once and said how he was a terrible tag team partner. So for 8 months in the world of professional wrestling where people break into each other's houses and hit their wives with chairs and kidnap their kids, Edge is so angry because he got called a bad tag team partner. He's been stewing about it. So he wins the Royal Rumble. He has a shot at the title. But Jericho is not the champion. But all of a sudden, Jericho has the chance to win the championship belt. Wow, what's going to happen? A to B to C, Jericho wins, and these 2 are having this match that really means nothing for the title. I mean, this is going to be a solid match no matter what. This might steal the show. This might be the best match on the card. But they essentially threw away the Royal Rumble, and they threw away the last pay-per-view, and they're throwing away the title because it's irrelevant at this point. It would have been so much better if, John Morrison or Kofi Kingston won the Royal Rumble, and it was an up-and-comer that had a shot at the title, but they just kind of threw it away, and now I'm done. I'm going to say Jericho keeps it, but it's probably going to be Edge, and we're going to hear the word spear about 100 times in the span of 10 minutes.
Spear. I think it's going to be a good match either way.
I think it's going to be a great match, but they threw away so many storylines to go with their original plan from 7 months ago.
All right, well, I'm a little worried about what you're going to say about the next match. It's Rematch from WrestleMania 25. It's a no disqualification, no countout, streak versus career match. Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels.
This match is really why like 90% of the people are going to order this pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Undertaker never been defeated at WrestleMania. What is he, 17-0?
17-0.
Never been beaten at WrestleMania. Shawn Michaels, who's had a 25-year career, putting his career on the line. They stole the show last year in one of the best matches at WrestleMania, if not one of the best matches of all time in the history of the sport. So they're doing the rematch this year with everything on the line. I don't even know where. I mean, obviously I'm going for Michaels, but
yeah, I don't know. I don't really know where this is going to go. Oh, God, here we go. Wow.
Boo.
Curtis Anderson, everybody.
All right, Shawn.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go with Shawn Michaels on this one for whatever reason. You know, I don't know. I can't see him retiring right now, especially since he's been losing for 5 months. You got a good call on that.
Colton Wall?
There's no way that they're going to end the Undertaker's streak to a guy who's 45 years old. I'm going Taker. I'm thinking there's probably going to be interference. They've been teasing a Triple H heel turn. I don't think Shawn's retiring full-time, but he'll be back for SummerSlam or something like that.
I got to say, they're doing a good job of making us guess, because like, I actually have been back and forth on it a lot. But
That's true.
I don't know. I could see it really going either way, but I'm gonna say Shawn Michaels.
I don't want to live in a world where Shawn Michaels isn't on my TV every Monday night. I don't care how old he gets. I don't care if they have to weekend at Bernie's him to make him have a match every Monday night on my TV. Despite what I think, I'm going to go on record and say Shawn Michaels is going to win this clean because he's earned it. And when it's all said and done, you're going to see Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart hugging in the ring, I think. There it is, this Sunday night. WrestleMania on pay-per-view. Dial it up on your Shaw guide there. Order it. It's like 5 hours of good times. Final thoughts on WrestleMania 26?
No, not really.
No?
I'm good.
Golden?
Like I said, I'm looking forward to it. I wasn't weeks ago, but I'm coming around.
When you're a wrestling fan, when you're a wrestling fan, really, Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, no matter how bad they are, they're always a good time.
That's right.
And then there's kind of a 10-month lull, but in those 2 or 3 months, it's a really good time. The Sunday pay-per-view. Well, that's it for Shaw Arts and Entertainment. See you Monday.